Okay. Let's light this candle, right? Hi everybody, Julian here, and today I wanted to talk about Endgame and Zenless Zone 0. In particular, I want to talk about the things that we've seen very recently. A lot of people have been talking about the Deadly Assault reset. I have some thoughts on it. I wanted the new Shiyu to come out so that I could have a really good, wider perspective on what's going on, as well as time to flesh out my thoughts and ideas. There's been a lot of people that have spoke out about it. There's been a lot of topics of conversation. I've seen some videos come out this morning in particular. And yeah, I just wanted to give my perspective on it as well, and where I think that they're doing some good things and where I think they're specifically doing some very bad things. First and foremost, I'm not a hater. I am somebody that likes to make content over Zenless Zone 0. I really enjoy talking to people about the game. I love streaming the game. I love talking to people about how to get better, how to get their teams better, how to educate them about how the working knowledge of the game works. It's something that I greatly enjoy. So I want Zenless to do better. I want Zenless to do good. So this is coming from a place of where I love the game, and I am not liking some of the decisions that they are particularly making. So specifically, let's look here, and we can take a look at my Deadly Assault clears. As you can see, I'm in the top 1.76%. This is with not a single 5-star Mindscape on my account, which I'm always pretty excited to do. Like, my goal whenever a new Deadly Assault comes out is to attempt to get a top 3% ranking no matter what. I've been able to achieve that so far. So obviously for me, not bad, right? Not bad. But where do I have issues? Where do I have issues? And I think this is where a lot of people have issues as well. The HP inflation is a bit of an issue. I think it's part of the equation of what's wrong. But more importantly, I think, number one, this DA's boss selection is absolutely awful for the large portion of the community. And some of the buffs are dramatic to team compositions. They're dramatically different, right? The one I want to particularly bring up is the Miasma Priest. If we look here for specifically Yuxuan, this has been kind of the Yuxuan shield boss for quite some time. The current buff available to us is just going to increase our ultimate damage. It increases attack, and then it's also going to increase our stun multiplier. Now, this all looks good. It is a good buff for her, but in comparison to what we had previously, it is dramatically worse. Dramatically, I mean to the point of where the same team against the same boss did about 10,000 less. I was pretty easily getting within 42 to 45,000, depending on like a bit of RNG, right? And some, obviously skill issues on my part, with the same exact team against the same exact boss in literally one reset change. We're also seeing that happen with the Miasmic Fiend, with the same buff. And we saw, before we were able to farm up our new Yuzaha set, a dramatic decrease in score, where as soon as I got Yuzaha on the new set, we were able to get into the 40s. Before that, we were not able to approach the 40,000. So, obviously there's a bit of balancing that's happening in the end game. We can see that the HP is impacting players. I am a player that has, I would consider myself a decent skill level, but also a wide level of knowledge on the game that's allowing me to effectively get the clear times that I get. I'm usually pretty happy with my clear times. I'm able to help a lot of people on my streams get good clear times. However, I'm seeing a lot of people struggle both online, on social media, and as well as in Discords. And a lot of it is the HP inflation. A lot of it is the buffing that they're changing and chilling, as well as the boss selection. And I think I know why. I think I know what they're trying to do. They're trying to slow down how strong Anomaly is. They're trying to slow down Miyabi, and they're trying to kind of make people play in a very specific way. Now, normally I actually kind of enjoy some purposeful gameplay. I think that is fun. I think it's engaging, and I also really enjoy how reactive Zenless's combat is in comparison to the other gacha games I play. They want you to be reactive to the boss in order to do the most effective damage physically possible. I enjoy that. I think it's smart. I think it's fun. I think it's engaging gameplay. What I don't like is that they're purposefully changing combat up to where you're being hurt if you're not using an exact team formula that they want, to the point where they are completely butchering bosses if you are anomaly or not anomaly, just because anomaly is overperforming. I think that that is bad boss design, and I also think it's bad gameplay. What you're doing is you're harming people from being more creative in the combat space, and you're lowering their skill gap to where people that are incredibly skillful are able to do really impressive things. And that, I think, is where a lot of the fun is to be had in Zenless, is when you can take this reactive formula and allow for people that have high skill levels to become really creative in their gameplay. Now, that's not to say that like Miyabi can't kill Defiler. I went ahead and tested this out on my account. I was able to kill the Defiler despite the fact that it's almost shielded entirely against Miyabi. I was able to kill Defiler, right? My problem with this though is that I can kill Defiler today with Miyabi, but can I do it next time? How far do we go with this? Right? So I understand that they want to balance anomaly back into the fold so it's not so far ahead of everything. I know that they're trying to kind of make Rupture its own entity and its unique combat style, but also balance it in with the rest of the game. And I know that they're trying to fix attack and bring it back up into the level of where anomaly is, but I don't think this is how you do it. What you're doing right now is you're punishing players that have pulled on the game based on what it was yesterday, and you're hurting them because you made anomaly too strong. That's not their fault that they pulled accounts based on the power scheme and level of what was happening previously. And you're crushing the creativity from the higher end skill gap players in the meantime because you particularly want to showcase another agent. And I find that to be horrendous endgame design. I'm not here to doom post. I'm not trying to say that this is the end of the world. I'm just saying that this is a trend that I don't like. What I think you'll end up doing is, if you continue on this path, is nothing will be unique. Nothing will be engaging. Everything will be the same. We will all use the same team synergies and counters and the same bosses over and over and over again. There will be no uniqueness or creativity left in the game. And I hate that. So I will be giving a strongly worded feedback specifically about where I think this is going. And it's not as simple as HP inflation, y'all. It's not. It's everything. They are catering and molding everything to be very specific. And I can't agree with that design. It takes away the things that I enjoy most about the game. So that's going to be it for me today, guys. It's a really short video today, but I think it's important. I think it's good criticism. And I think for the game that we all enjoy and love, it's needed for us to say, hey, you know what? This isn't the game that we want. Let's think about what we're doing, and we can do this in a better way. So that's going to be it for me today, guys. I hope you have a beautiful day. I hope you have a beautiful weekend. Tillian, out.